Hello. I got some veggies today. I'm excited to eat this. I've been waiting to eat this since yesterday. Can't see my other plate, but it's like just a couple more veggies. I know I'm not gonna be able to finish this all, but yeah. I have like sauce in these little bags because dressing in these little bags because and they look ugly, so I'm not gonna show it. I had nothing else to put it in. So I have these little cucumber, these sweet peppers, these little carrots, cherry tomato, radish, broccoli, and I have endive, which I've never had endive before actually, so it's the first time I'm trying that. And I got a little bit of whole wheat bread to go with the tuna that I made. I make my tuna with mayo and some like garlic, onion powder, salt, pepper, and celery. Okay, what do I eat first? And I have ranch dressing and Thousand Island. So I'm pretty awkward on these things still. I'm trying to break it, but it's like it's just weird talking to myself in a camera. So I'm trying to get past that. So I wrote down a couple. I didn't write down much because I was kind of unsure of like stuff I wanted to like add, like I don't know, talk about. But I just wrote down a few. I really like Thousand Island, the Thousand dressing. I actually did my makeup today, but I didn't like. I only did a couple of things. I wish this was an ASMR. So I was born in April 3rd. So my birthday is coming up. My nationality. Sorry, it's good. So my mom is white. She's Irish and German. And they say her grandmother was from Spain. And my dad is from Peru. I was raised by both my parents. A little bitter. This endive, I've never had it. I love Peruvian food. I definitely want to do a mukbang with Peruvian food. But every time I think about ordering it, I'm like, my fellows is so much better. I'm one of those people who think my parents make it the best. So my mom is like white skin with dark hair. And my dad is a dark complexion, like a Indian complexion with black hair. And I'm really, really close to my parents. I'm really close to my parents. And my kids are really close to my parents. I've never been to Peru though. I'd really like to go one day. And I don't speak Spanish. Just because my father never really spoke Spanish to us. Sorry. So my fellow never spoke Spanish to us in the house. I always asked him why he didn't. And the funny thing is, when my parents met, my fellow didn't know English and my mom didn't know Spanish. So you can only imagine how that worked out. Ginger ale. I love ginger ale. It's my favorite soda. Actually, Inca Cola is my favorite soda. That's my second favorite soda. But, so they didn't know each other's language. And then when I was born, my father was still didn't know a lot. And he said that one day he was dropping me off at school and I was talking to him. He was talking to me in Spanish. And then I was like, you better learn English, Dad. And, I don't know, I guess I made a joke out of it, I don't remember it, but he said it, and he said he was, like, kind of embarrassed by it, because I had said it loud. He was just embarrassed that he didn't know English, and I didn't know Spanish. So, after that, he started practicing more English. And he just always tried to practice the English in the house for himself so that he can learn. That I just ended up not knowing Spanish. So, my mom's family was around a lot too, so I had one uncle from my dad's side that we were really close to, but the rest of them are in Peru. So, and they spoke English. But I went to Puerto Rico with my uncle's family for like a whole summer when I was like 8, 9 years old. And I picked up on so much Spanish that when I came back, my uncle thought it was funny for me to like speak to my dad in Spanish and say certain things to kind of like shock my dad. So me and my dad would say things to each other. But then eventually it goes away when you don't use it. And I really didn't like use it to speak to anybody. Because I speak English. So it's uncomfortable to just randomly talk. I mean, I understand a lot. And people have had conversations with me in Spanish. I just answer in English. But some people take offense to that because they think that I know it, that I just don't want to speak it. And it's not. I would never do that. I went back to Puerto Rico when I was 18. I think I was like 18. Picked up more Spanish. Then I had a cousin that came to live with us from Peru. And we could have whole conversations, but my Spanish is not proper when I do speak it, so I get really embarrassed. My sister and brother know less than I do. I have one brother and one sister. And my kids don't know Spanish, which is a shame. Because their dad doesn't speak to them in Spanish. I speak to my kids in Spanish, like certain words so that they can understand a little bit of it. But I don't know it fully either. Sorry, I thought somebody was at my door. It sounds like somebody's walking in the door. It's so weird. So I'm just basically answering questions that, so you can get to know me a little bit more. So also, so I don't have a favorite music. I listen to everything. Almost anything. Almost everything. I grew up listening to rap music and R&B. As a kid, that's something that I always just liked. My father always listened to salsa, merengue, rock, things like that. I like all that. I like rock, soft rock. I like R&B, disco, oldies, jazz, reggaeton, everything. I even like metal. And my favorite metal band is System of a Down. And I didn't get into metal until I was about maybe 7th, 8th grade. And it was because I had a friend named Maritza who used to listen to Green Day, and Sublime and Nirvana, Korn. And I used to think she was crazy. I'm like, what are you listening to? This is crazy music. Put on rap and R&B. And then I started getting into it like crazy. I used to go to concerts all the time. I wear my spiky bracelet. I just loved it. And now I just still love everything. I love all music. I can't get into country